By choosing to click on this video, you've made an irreversible trade. You've exchanged about 5 minutes of your life that you could have spent sleeping, working, or scrolling for the information you're about to hear. We tend to picture economics as the study of money, banking, or corporate finance. We imagine crowded trading floors and stock tickers. But the discipline is actually much broader than that. Economics is the study of how humans make choices in the face of absolute limits. Those limits create a problem we call scarcity. It's the inescapable tension between our infinite desires and the strictly limited resources available to fulfill them, like land, raw materials, and the hours in a day. In 1968, the Rolling Stones sang, "You can't always get what you want." Economists had been saying the exact same thing for decades. It is the ultimate economic truth. Because of this universal scarcity, every single choice carries a hidden price tag. When you choose one path, you surrender another. Economists call this the opportunity cost, and how we navigate those costs ultimately dictates the shape of our lives. When we look closely at the individual level, what we call microeconomics, we see people constantly trying to squeeze the most satisfaction or utility out of their strictly limited personal budgets. We rarely make massive all-or-nothing decisions. Instead, we use marginal analysis. We constantly evaluate the specific benefit of buying a little more of one thing or working a little less at another. This chart illustrates the law of diminishing marginal utility. It shows that while your overall satisfaction might grow as you consume more of something, the specific benefit of each additional unit shrinks. The third slice of pizza never brings as much joy as the first, and eventually the added benefit drops entirely to zero. Traditional models assume we make these calculations like perfectly rational machines, neatly weighing every cost and benefit before acting. But behavioral economics reveals a much messier reality. Our spending habits are driven by fleeting emotions, situational contexts, and mental accounting, like treating $20 you found on the street differently than $20 you earned at work. This balance graphic demonstrates a psychological quirk called loss aversion. It shows that a $10 loss pulls down over twice as hard on our psyche as a $10 gain. Losing something inflicts vastly more pain than gaining the exact same thing provides pleasure. Microeconomics, then, is the study of these flawed, emotionally driven, yet highly predictable human calculations happening millions of times a second. So what happens when millions of these individual, scarcity-driven choices collide on a massive scale? We zoom out into the realm of macroeconomics. Historically, human societies realized that pure self-sufficiency was highly inefficient. By adopting the division of labor, people abandoned trying to do everything themselves, choosing instead to specialize in specific tasks and trade for the rest, creating massive economies of scale. But once a society specializes, its citizens become completely interdependent. Someone has to coordinate the resulting chaos, ensuring enough food is grown and enough houses are built. In decentralized market economies, private individuals own the resources and supply goods based on consumer demand. By contrast, in centralized command economies, like the one pictured here in Cuba, the government dictates what gets produced and what prices will be charged. This chart shows the unemployment rate, which is one of the 3 primary vital signs economists use to measure the health of these massive systems, alongside the growth of gross domestic product and the rate of inflation. Macroeconomics describes the global weather patterns generated by the summation of our individual microeconomic choices. Economics provides a collection of questions to answer and the analytical tools required to solve them. Take a massive, seemingly insurmountable global problem, like systemic poverty or widespread educational barriers. For decades, governments spent billions trying to fix these issues with broad, sweeping interventions, often with very little success. Enter economist Esther Duflo. She and her colleagues won the Nobel Prize for their approach to tackling these exact macroeconomic failures. Instead of relying on massive, top-down assumptions, they broke the widespread problems into smaller pieces. They designed targeted, localized microeconomic experiments to find the specific tools that actually work in the real world. These same methods illuminate other complex issues, from the high costs of environmental regulation to the underlying causes of income inequality. If a nation can understand how individuals respond to small incentives, it can better address the large-scale problems that grow from them. You cannot escape scarcity. You will never have the resources to get everything you want. But thinking like an economist makes you a sharper decision maker and an informed citizen, ensuring that you extract the maximum possible value from the limited choices you do have.